always love. This is what it is. Always love.
Peace. Greetings. Rise and shine wherever you are in this moment on your journey. From my heart to yours, I would like to say thank you for showing up to join me in this sacred space of vulnerability as we finish off this month's celebration of sensuality. I would like to welcome in more oxygen. I would like to welcome in new life, more peace and harmony to all those who are tuned into this broadcast right now. What a great way to move forward with the universal energies that we have aligning with us for the month of March. What are we going into? Is it Pisces season? I think so. I'm still learning. Anywho, when I think about emotional intelligence, for me it is the awareness of how one feels. That surface level of the surface level of the basic emotions. Now, if we're diving deeper, it looks more like the ability to process those emotions. To go even deeper, it would be the ability to use the tools to integrate and transmute the energy for the highest successful outcome of those emotions. I feel and think from a wholesome space that emotional intelligence is the creation of heart and mind union, the being of exceeding, the being of executing, the being of taking actions intuitively without harming the self, hensing without. Because as we be and we do with mindfulness, of course, there's less friction, there's less ache, because we allow space for resting and nourishment. We allow space for reflection. We allow space to hear in between the lines of the words we speak, in between each step we take and every breath that is breathed. We allow space to hear our inner voice. Our soul speaks, spirit speaks, our heart chimes, our mind echoes, and our body is embodying all of this. Our bodies have a language as well. No more shall we be foreigners to the sacred wisdom that we are, because we are the body. To an extent, it is a part of the self. And so the language of the body is symptoms that we experience. For example, a rumble in the tummy, gas, or even the tears of the eyes and muscle twitches. Yes, I said it, gas. And so, in a state of being, having emotional intelligence is knowing that you have insight of what's going on inside. And so when we build on opening up this portal with ourselves, opening and deepening this connection with ourselves, what is being projected onto us outside, from the outside, from our reflections and mirrors and the beings walking around. Our truths cannot be easily distorted because of this emotional intelligence. When I think about emotional intelligence, I instantly sense the feminine energy, the divine feminine energy, of course. A healthy balance, an active state of this being is the divine energy. When one utilizes the traits of this energy, they can become highly emotionally intelligent. There's a spark in creativity, there's a heightened psyche, that intuition, that trust, that inner knowing, bridging the spirit, the mind, the heart, the body. Not only will one know how to feel, reflect, process, and integrate, one will know how to experience divine love, hence healthy relationships with others. That is what divine love is in my eyes as a God. Divine love is that authenticity, that rawness, that genuine essence at the forefront. One who is whole, one who knows thyself, self-assured, secured, and vibrant health. Speaking of this divine energy, we can dive into the portal of sensuality, and this is what a sense is like, to be nourished by by choosing and creating the opportunities to get to know yourself deeper, essentially opens and creates opportunities to connect with everyone else deeper. See, it's the emotional intelligence that allows you to walk around and enter a room and not take everything so personal. It's the emotional intelligence that allows you to live a life and have more compassion, know how to use your inner wisdom to not only have a simple life of soft love, but to enlighten those who are crying deep within or not even sure that they are embodying such an unhealthy and unbalanced self. See, we are all here to some extent to assist the human species evolution by uniquely amplifying our own soul's essence. As wholesome beings, we can experience nourishment from intimate conversations, from food, music, reading, and other creative forms of pleasure. Essentially, we should we should want to give ourselves the full spectrum of this experience of being in the physical form. Yes, I'm heavenly sensing food. Food is one of my favorite aspects of being human, to being in this physical state, because food has its own wisdom within it, and food tastes good if you know how to alchemize the resources you have, of course. And outside of the pleasuring aspect of it, when it comes to taste, it's the pleasure you get, the pleasure you receive when you give yourself nutrient-dense foods. You know, it's shifting the mindset from, oh, I can only receive pleasure from food when I'm eating things that taste so good. For example, like snacking on like honey buns and ice cream and a bunch of sugar. And then, like, there's that other side of the spectrum, right? Where we get back to the root, Mother Gaia, in which she provides such abundance of pleasurable foods. There are so many types of fruits on the planet that I have not yet got to experience. And I'm excited to expand across the lands and connect with the other parts of the roots of myself, because I'm an extension of Mother Gaia. And so I may have been born upon the lands of the Native Americans, but a part of me is connected to the tropicals, right? Because the roots of the trees are all connected. We're like walking trees, man. We're like walking trees. And so I want to go connect with that part of me. I want to travel to Costa Rica and connect with that part of me. I want to travel to Spain. I want to travel to... There's so many different places. I don't want to travel to a lot of different places, but just that's my preference. But you get the point of what I'm saying. The full spectrum. Truly embracing the rawness of foods. It is so vital. It is so vital, the foods we eat, to our existence. Our bodies literally recreate itself from the foods we eat. So let us continue to choose foods that will give us the most energy to continue living and exploring this beautiful planet. Because I know you got a bucket list. I know you do. I know you're probably wondering, like, how the heck did we get to food and we're talking about emotional intelligence? It's all connected. Just keep tuning in. Food, nutrients, sustenance, sustainability, growth. Food is a form to help us grow. The nutrients aids the mind, the nervous system, our heart, our blood, our veins, every aspect of us, mind, body, spirit. The food, the nutrients, the soil of our roots. To grow through the emotions, we have to understand that emotions are built up feelings as experienced, needing to be cleansed through with new life, fresh ideas and beliefs. Now, to ignite this healing, one must get to the root of that sacred emotion that's stored within the DNA of your body, or deep within your mind. How do we get a glimpse of this root cause? Where do we even begin the journey? A simple way is to go into introspection. Emotional eating check-ins is a tool that I like to use. And basically this looks like, okay, you start craving something, right? And you're going in, maybe you don't even realize you're craving it, you're just in the action, automatic state. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna eat this because this is what I need right now. And it's the words. The words are very, very, very impacting on how our body continues to become and grow as. And so you're in the fridge and you go to grab, let's see, some chocolate cake, because that's what I've been craving. You go to grab this chocolate cake just because, it's there and like you really need it, right? You really need it, but you really don't need it. I really don't need it. Anywho, you grab the chocolate cake, you're eating it. Let's reflect back. Let's go. There's another path we could have taken, right? And so this path looks like you're filling, and you go. You're walking, and you grab the cake. And right before you go to take a bite of this creamy chocolate fudge cake, you're like, wait. What's really happening right now? Why do I want to eat this? And then you glance in the fridge, and you see some Brussels sprouts, and you're like, you see some sweet potatoes, and you're like, what's going on, self? This is literally like how I do with myself. I'm like, what's going on, self? How am I feeling in this moment? And it's important we have these intimate conversations and be mindful beings throughout the day, because it allows that space to even have these conversations, to even have the check-ins, to be aware that, hey, we're in a pattern. We're in a cycle. And is this cycle giving me liberation, or do I need to be liberated from it? And so, like, if you didn't know, our cravings tell us a lot about what ourselves need, whether it's physically or spiritually, or even mentally. And on a deeper level, this looks like, for example, when we crave sweet foods, this has to do with low self-esteem, fear, worry, anxiety, and abandonment issues. When we crave creamy foods such as ice cream, macaroni, this has to do with trauma bonding, not being nurtured properly in our childhood or in the significant relationships we've had with people in our past. And when we crave salty, this has to do with anger. And bread, of course, for bread, it's depression. So these underlying emotions are coming through loud and vibrantly, but it's up to us to be aware of this and take action intuitively. So instead of continuing the cycle of eating foods that provide temporary satisfaction, when we truly crave fulfillment, long-term stability, we can note these windows of opportunities to time travel to specific moments in our past to see where and what really happened. And then forgive ourselves as we transform into the new beliefs that we are in alignment with our best self. At that point, we can come back to the present moment, write down, journal the triggers, and create a management plan to ease this process of healing the subconscious mind. I know that was a big bite of wisdom to consume. So I've created this beautiful wave of frequencies for us to travel through. So go ahead, relax, take a deep breath.
Gon' be my love, now until forever. Yeah, she gon' be my love, now until forever. Yeah, she gon' be my love, now until forever. She gon' be my love.
It's the darkest before the dawn. Feel the night melt into the sun. All alone, but I will keep on holding on.
Welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed that, because it is always well needed to take a moment to pause and receive and allow the download to seep in through the crown chakra. I want you all to know that this aspect of the power we behold is stronger than any obstacle that tried to block our evolution. There's no deadline for this, but it is important to stay committed and make tiny improvements daily by choosing a life of mindfulness. May your hearts remain open and your minds continue expanding. Stay vibrant, my fam. And if you need a why to remember to continue this journey, it's always love. You're doing everything because you love yourself.